kick the show off right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause
it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right.
Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
Alright guys, what's going on? This is your boy Ligo one half and duo. Should say take for Project Open Mic. Hope you're doing well. Give me a second here. Look like the camera froze on me. Technical difficulties just when you start. Ain't that funny? Okay, I should be moving good now. Alright, apologize for that. Like I said, technical difficulties, one man show, this is how it goes. What does it take for Project Open Mic? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. Shout out to everybody who's joining the gang from YouTube, Tempo FM, Facebook, Twitch, Live, Locals, Rumbles. Thank y'all for joining in. We're gonna talk about tonight's show. Now, sadly, it's gonna be a little sad because again, I was proven correct once again. I want to be proven wrong. I want to be proven wrong, but it's not happening. Nobody's proving me wrong in that regard. So we're gonna go talk up about some stuff, of course. Talk about some stuff. So, like I said, I hope you guys are having a good night. And again, remember, wherever you place is at, if you please help us out, go to YouTube, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, comment, which I have no problem against that, of course. I just also released a video with me and Asa as we talk about St. Thomas. So if you guys wanted to know about St. Thomas, yes, the audio qualities again because of stuff is not so super great. I'm working on that, but for that right now, yes, go ahead and check that video out. If you want to know about travel, her first time traveling to the Caribbean, and also what we did and show what's going on in that regard. Remember, you can check it out on Project Open Mic and at Tempo FM and at Locals. You can catch those videos on. All right. So with that said, let's get into the topic and business at hand tonight. Now, one of the things I said correctly, and another thing's gonna bounce off of this is, it's basically gonna be the situation of, how should I say this? It is the war. Now, I want to give you a little brief synopsis into this because why it's so significant. And it's going to affect us no matter what, because people are thinking, oh, this is a war, it's not going to affect us. And I'm talking about the war between Ukraine and Russia. Now, they've been battling back and forth and stuff and doing things. You know, our vice president said that place has been peaceful for 70 years, which is not correct, ma'am. But whatever. That's not my call in that regard. So I want to make sure people understand how that works. But okay, so let me help you with this. Ukraine was right now they're going through a serious situation right now, of course, which I'll show you in a little bit. So with that said, after the Cold War, Ukraine had the third most largest weapon stockpile of nuclear weapons. The Budapest Treaty was set up that America and UK and France at the time, they told Ukraine, hey, because you guys are not established, we understand you're free, but we want to make sure there's no radicals get the weapons or whatever. You give us your stockpile, and we're going to use your stockpile, and we're going to protect you guys from Russia. That basically, it's more than that, but that sums up most of it. Now, of course, let's put it this way, we didn't honor it. Point taken, we have not honored it. So here comes Barack Obama. President Barack Obama came around with, of course, John Kerry saying that this is not the night. The one thing Mitt Romney I agreed on, again, that's what I could agree on people, even though I disagree with him a lot, and I disagree with Mitt Romney a lot. But the one thing I agree on Mitt Romney when in the first debate when he had thrown about Barack Obama off his tilter, he did say that the next geopolitical is going to be Russia. And Barack Obama laughed it off like, oh, the 1960s, whatever it is, whatever the Cold War was, is calling back. That's not, Barack Obama said, that's not going to happen. Okay. And John Kerry said, we are not going to be taking, we're in the 20th century. We can't have the 19th century and the 21st century kind of living. Okay. That's what you both said. Well, here comes Russia and it's saying, we have balls to, we're going to show you how much balls we have, and we're going to take what we want to take. Your president, your people is cowards. They are weak, pathetic people. Not a great Russian accent. I could go better than that, but my throat is hoarse a little bit. I could go great better than that, but sorry about that. Anyway, point taken. So that happened. They went and they got Kiev. They got Kiev. They went and took over, took over Jordan. Not is it Jordan or Georgia? One of those. My mistake if I get it wrong, but yes. And they did it. Syria was doing all the crazy attacks, and they were using gas bombs. So, which is again against a treaty. So Barack Obama told the Syrian president Assad, told him, hey, if you drop any more of these bombs, we're gonna come in there. You will regret it.
Oh no!
That's basically, and he made it in a sarcastic way. That's what Assad said. Oh, really? Well, okay. Hey, go ahead and drop some more bombs. I don't think he's gonna do that thing. So Obama did the proverbial red line in the sand, which of course could be easily moved. That's what that means. So that happened. They dropped the stuff. And of course, the sad part about it is they called their bluff. So when they called their bluff and Obama didn't do nothing, they was like, all right, guys, he ain't gonna do nothing. Let's go ahead and get this over with, which he did. Russia backed up Syria and nothing was done. Now, as again, I know y'all don't like the Orange Man. Most people don't, but here's the thing. The Orange Man came in. So let me tell you what happened. Oh, let's forget that too. Let's forget South Korea was attacking, and that's okay. North Korea was lobbing missiles and doing their ballistic attacks over Japan and everything. Oh, that was a good thing too. So the Orange Man came in. Orange Man came in. People didn't like him. But you know what? Let's go down that timeline a little bit as well too. President Trump was the first person to meet, set foot on first president to set foot on North Korea. Kim Jong-un never really fired that much, didn't fire that much missiles because he know, okay, Trump is a crazy person. Sometimes you need a crazy person, and he stopped firing missiles. Assad thought that Trump was gonna be like Obama. He's like, oh, we're doing gassing again. Hey, keep on gassing. So what happened? Trump sent a ballistic missiles into Syria, bombed the place. After that, what do you think happened? There were no more gas. You didn't hear nothing from Syria. You heard Russia buzzing planes, but Russia was not messing around when Trump was in office. So one of our predictions I said is if we get Joe Biden, he's going to go back to weakness because Joe is not going to show strength and power. And ding 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 ding. I was correct. We try to stop stuff for Hong Kong. I guarantee right now, China's gonna go after Taiwan. They're gonna go try to take Taiwan and make them into a thing. And remember, John Kerry said, "Oh, there's no countries out there that's gonna take over other countries." Thank God I mean, again, I know I don't like Bush. I hate President Bush II. He was a bad president in my regard as well. The more and more I found out the evils he has done. But I couldn't vote for you either, Kerry, because you was an idiot too. Sorry, couldn't help it. I couldn't do that. So we have all that situation printed out there. Joe Biden became the president. North Korea, back to firing missiles over Japan. Ukraine, sad. They literally said, Joe Biden said on national TV, if any Ukrainian bodies get killed, we're going to come in there full force of American military. Okay? 40 people's already done killed Joe Biden. Oh, well, we didn't really mean. This is what weakness projects and the countries go crazy, okay? I don't like America being what you call it, being the world's police. But if you don't want them to be the world's police, you should. I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't gonna like the other stuff, the other people that's gonna be a part of it, because it's gonna be messed up. That's what I could tell you. I tell many people before about that. So now we have this sad situation just happened just recently of what's going on in Ukraine. So we're gonna go to NBC and put in. I'll just show you what's going on right now. It's not really good, but hey, it's what I could share. So let's go to that. Oh, crap. Again, it's technical difficulties. I apologize for that. This is, again, being a one-man crew is not easy at all. Let's see if we can get that video back up.
Ready to start eating healthier?
All right, here we go. I apologize for that. But let's play this, and here we go.
It was unprovoked, but this is what Russian President Vladimir Putin unleashed on Ukraine as the sun came up this morning. A missile striking an industrial park in western Ukraine. helicopter assault on an airport outside of Kiev. Close, intense fighting. And there are civilian casualties. Local officials say this apartment building was struck in eastern Ukraine. Heartbreaking images of people bloodied, staggering out of their homes. And this is what remains of another family's apartment, a baby stroller among the debris. We traveled to this Ukrainian military installation near the eastern port city of Mariupol.
This radar station took a direct hit. Russia is picking off Ukraine's military facilities one after another. But Ukrainian troops are fighting back, and Russia is also suffering losses here.
Ukraine says it's destroyed some Russian tanks using American-supplied missiles, that this is a damaged Russian helicopter, and that it has captured some Russian soldiers. On day one, the army has been holding strong, but they're being pushed to the limit by Russia's full-scale invasion.
That's what I meant. It was they took over Crimea. That's what it was. Took over Crimea. That's what it was. The country I was talking about. My mistake.
With attacks across Ukraine, which is the size of Texas, from areas near those pro-Russian enclaves in the east to the capital Kiev in the west. Even capturing the still radioactive Chernobyl nuclear reactor. It all began from a desk before dawn, when Russian President Vladimir Putin declared a special military operation on Russian television. Russia cannot feel safe, develop, and exist with a constant threat emanating from the territory of modern Ukraine, he said, describing the government in Kiev as a junta of neo-Nazis determined to build nuclear weapons. It was a split screen.
A junta of neo-Nazis? What? Boy, do y'all come with... The fog of war is a dangerous thing, man. It's a dangerous thing.
Green moment. Putin announcing his assault as his actions were slammed at the UN Security Council. Ukraine's ambassador blasting Russia's representative.
The Russian president declared a war on the record. Should I play the video of your president? There is no purgatory for war criminals. They go straight to hell.
Later, after Putin stopped speaking on cue, the missiles and airstrikes began. Russian tanks rolling across the border from Belarus in the north and Crimea in the south. For Ukrainians, the choice was to hide in deep Soviet-era subways built long ago to shelter Ukrainians from an American attack, or to run if they could get through the traffic heading out of Kiev, or to ride it out, stocking up on food and cash.
How are you feeling? This is your mother.
I'm trying to keep my children calm. Putin is not helping. We are Ukraine, she says.
Putin says he's doing Ukrainians a favor by trying to get rid of their Nazi fascist government. What do you think about that?
He isn't protecting us, she says. It would be better if he sat there in Russia and did not touch anyone or anything here. Ukraine is fighting for its right to exist as a sovereign country and against a man who says Ukraine belongs to him.
Richard joining us now. Richard, Putin insists he's not trying to occupy Ukraine, but what can you tell from what you've been seeing about what might be the goal here?
Well, he might not want to occupy Ukraine, but he certainly wants to overthrow the government. And to do that, he'd likely have to take the capital, Kiev. And U.S. officials say that is what he probably intends to do and where many of his forces are heading.
Yeah, he's gonna do that because of if he does that, then he's gonna put in his his style of government. Of course, it's gonna be pro-Russia, and then after that, yeah, basically he gets the control. But it's going to be a pain in the ass. This is gonna be a quagmire. They're gonna do unless they come in. They're not. You see how big that is. They're not gonna take over all of that. So it's gonna be a quagmire for Russia in a way. But the reason I said this affects us because Russia is one of the big, also a big, oil and natural gas producer for the whole country, for the whole Europe, basically. So if the Europe feels the pain, then that means more oil and gas will go from other countries to Europe instead of to America. And because of a bright and genius government, He took us from being oil independent, of course. Oil independent, we were gas independent, energy dependent. Now we looking for gas from other countries just because of, for no apparent reason, for the stupidest of reason. Because again, I'm sorry for the environmentalists. It's like, oh, we're doing this for the environment. So we could at least regulate. We can at least find companies in our country if we look for our own oil and everything, which is a good thing. We're the one who develop most of the technologies most of the time. Now we're going to countries who don't give a rat's butt about the environment, and we're paying them like blood, kind of like blood money for their oil. It's so stupid. But because we want to keep certain people correct for no reason, and then the same people who don't give a dang about what's going on. Because I saw a video today which showed Gen Z and the below. They're like, oh man, we're so offended for other people, but we want to make people feel so inclusive, but then they're the same people who like to make people uninclusive, which I'll show an example of that in a little bit. That's the problem right now. And I know people who came from Ukraine. When I used to work one night job at a supermarket, one of the cleaners he was not from Ukraine, but his wife was. And she was not happy with President Obama back in the day when I was working there. When they bombed her family because they bombed close to where her family was. Whatever. I can get you right now, she ain't no fan of Biden either. So, like I said, gas prices are gonna go up because of this nonsense. It's gonna affect us. Now we do not have a strong leader to stop whatever. Putin played this game. So was Xi Jinping, which Taiwan. He knows. Okay, I'm a little skeptic with Hong Kong's ready with China. Trump tried to stop a little thing, but a lot of people didn't want to back him up and all their guards. So I said, okay, Taiwan, let's not do that. He's putting some carriers in Taiwan, in China Sea, whatever. And Russia was like, Putin was like, okay. He's orange and he's crazy, but let's whatever. But now, there's nothing holding back the dam. I mean, it's not holding back, there's no dam holding back the water. I apologize. Holding back the water. So things are getting not great at all. So that's one thing to talk about, which is it's devastating. And my heart does go out for all of the people out there who
Playing soccer is your.
I want all the people out there who are going through the war and those who gotten hurt. May God bless you, man. And I don't know. I mean, that is something.
Symbols of hate and.
That is something that's going to be a pain in the butt in the future. But pray for the best for you guys. You're my prayers. Hope hope you guys make it through this as best as you can. With that said, let's go on to the other topic I was talking about. So the topic, of course, is school. Just like I was talking about. So I want to bring up this right here, this Black History Month and all kind of stuff. Here is I want to talk about a certain thing. Now, as I said multiple times before, I am not a Black Lives Matter organization person. You believe Black Lives, you say Black Lives Matter, I am cool with that. I have no problem with that with you. Okay? None at all. Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Green Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, No Lives Matter. Doesn't bother me. But I don't like when a lot of the celebrities, like I said, shove it in our faces. You gave millions of dollars to these people, and they use them. And I can't support them. One, they don't care for black men in their thing that they had. When you go back and see the videos I talked about that. When I read their mission statement, they don't care about black men unless they're criminals, which I'll be pointing out in a little second. Unless they're criminals for some reason or whatever, we're going to support them. This is all for a woman's thing. It's funded by Mr. Soros, who's a white man. Funny how that works. And y'all give money to this man who's worth billions of dollars. It was funded by, started by a lot of black women. And of course, one of Miss Patrice Cullors, who've taken the money and bought several houses. And also, she gave money. She did the same thing for her wife to buy a mansion in Canada, an $8 million mansion. So the money's not going to nowhere to help black people. And then when you do have crimes that black people were innocent and the cops does help, where are they? Where are they? Cassidy in Chicago, was anybody there for that? No. I forgot the kid down in Texas who was from the Caribbean Islands, where the cops shot that kid accidentally. Where is them? They weren't there. But any guy or like I swear, I think whoever's controlling above Patrice Cullors and all the others, they point that out so they could show so much dysfunction and make people look stupid on TV to common sense people. Because it makes that look to me. I'm sorry, it does. It really does. And I don't get it. So let's go down. This just happened recently. And let's see this right here. And the hypocrisy is just crazy. This is a hypocrisy. I won't say heretic. This is a young man who didn't know what the hell he's talking about. But let's talk about this.
Majority leader. What do you want him to know?
Well, I want you to know that, you know, we are here and we want common sense gun reform. And if you're not going to get...
I always hate that phrase. There's no such thing as common sense gun reform. How about you leave people alone? Because the way you guys talk about it, you take away, I've said it again, you take away guns. You're going to see a phrase right here, which is crazy, assault rifles. There's no assault rifles. Semi-automatic, automatic, full automatic. They really don't think as assault rifles, but whatever.
Give us that, then we're going to get everyone out here to vote, and we're going to vote you out of office. So if you want to keep your job, then, you know, give us not what we want, but what we need, what humans need. We need common sense gun reform. Get rid of assault rifles. Come on, like...
Yeah. When are you guys going to turn 18?
I turn 18 September 25th. I'm
already registered. And already registered.
October 29th, so we're registered.
And you guys are making the connection that you believe that this is about being in the voting booth.
Definitely. Emma...
I got nothing against that. Just to point out, yes. What was it said is, yeah. I forgot the phrase what it was. Voting box, something box, and the bullet box. But yes, I have no problem you vote. I got a problem. If you voted for that, a lot of y'all regret a lot of y'all votes now. But you voted for it. Take the responsibility with it.
Gonzalez, she already put an emphasis on it, like, because we do have some very inflexible congressmen, so maybe we won't get gun reform like the next day, but nonviolent direct action takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. So one thing that we can do is get people out here voting, because even if we don't get gun reform, we're going to vote the people in office out, and we're going to vote people who want gun reform, who care about us. We're going to put them in office.
Absolutely, and I mean, what happened...
So okay, I got that. That's a good little video right there. All right. And if I wish I had a SpongeBob thing, a few moments later, but I don't. So let's talk about that, young man.
Learned the name of the man arrested for shooting at a Louisville mayoral candidate. Police say
of course.
Quintez Brown fired several shots at Craig Greenberg in his campaign office this morning.
Brown is an activist and columnist running for Metro Council. WDRB's Katrina Nickel breaks down what we know. Katrina?
Hayden, Scott, the shooting happened here at Butchertown Market, up there on the 4th floor, which is where Greenberg's campaign headquarters are. And that's where him and his team barricaded themselves into safety.
I'm blessed to be standing here today with you.
Shaken?
But safe.
And emotional.
I just want to get home to my wife and sons and give them a hug.
Craig Greenberg said his team was meeting at his campaign headquarters Monday morning when a man...
And remember, you just saw it on the screen. He's a Democrat. So homeboy. That's on your team to do the whole gun reform and all that stuff. You know, it's lies, but whatever.
Walked into the office.
When we greeted him, he pulled out a gun, aimed directly at me,
and began shooting at Greenberg.
Despite one bullet coming so close that it grazed my sweater and my shirt,
only leaving this hole in the back of Greenberg's sweater. Greenberg and his team of 4 made it out safe after shutting the door and barricading themselves in. Greenberg said the suspect ran away, but was later found and taken into LMPD's custody. LMPD is partnering with the FBI in the investigation.
We're going to keep an open mind and proceed with abundance of caution and concern for many of our community members. Mr. Greenberg is Jewish, so there's that. We don't know if it's tied to the candidate, political, or if it's just, are we dealing with someone who has mental issues or is venomous.
Greenberg said it is not a day for politics, but did say it is a reminder of the work that needs to be done on gun violence in the city.
And I'll do everything possible I can to make sure no one else has to experience that, having a gun shot at them and then gunshots fired.
Okay. Yeah. Wish you luck on that. You're not going to stop that. Because, again, the way y'all think, that's the point that'll kill me. The criminals don't follow the laws y'all make. I'm just saying. Now, lucky for you that kid was a horrible shooter. He had you at point blank range and he didn't hit you. Okay? 5 shots and they all miss. 1 grazed them, luckily. Now, Mr. Gun Violence guy, I thought you just went on national TV and just stated we need gun safety. We need common sense gun reform. Funny enough, that was not his gun. He got it from someplace else. So again, if he can do that, don't you think, I don't know, the criminals could do that too? So like I said, gain natural citizens, so the citizens who don't have that stuff, and of course who's not mentally messed up, I'm pointing that out because you don't want a mentally person with a gun. They can't have guns, but the criminals can do that, and they could come and rob, steal, knock you, and hit you. And remember, up in New York, you could get pistol whipped in the New York City district because of the DA. Remember the DA played a couple weeks ago? You get pistol whipped as long as you didn't get shot. We're not gonna persecute the person. What the fuck? Are you crazy? So someone could break in my house, pistol whip me, and all that stuff. I'm not going to, but we can't put him into jail because he didn't shoot me. Man, y'all people in New York and California, y'all vote for the most craziest people. I'm seriously. You're supposed to just lock up people. The DA is supposed to be locking people, find evidence and lock up people. Not to try to do the whole woke agenda bull crap. Because it's funny, like, we're doing this to help protect black people. Now, that guy was a Jewish guy that got shot, okay? But look, it's messed up. Most of the time you do that, more black people get hurt the other way than that. So, I don't get that. But it doesn't end there. Like I stated before, we need to we should not be pushing this stuff because, again, like I said, I have a theory, like I just stated before, that I think somebody's doing this to make common sense people look at black people like they are violent or whatever. Not all black people that. The statistic numbers does bear out that they're more violent in certain case, but does have to do that. But they plaster stuff on the screen because as Chris Rock said in the past, whatever, people are like, oh, they always put us on the screen with violence. Stop doing the violence, and maybe they won't put you in the screen. Oh man, my hands keep on getting burned by this fire. Stop putting your hand in the fire, and you won't get burned. Simple stuff, man. So let's go into this other ratio.
And racist graffiti were spray painted across the grounds of another Sacramento City Unified School.
Really?
And KCRA3's Aaron Heft has more now on a group that is vowing to end this problem.
you ain't gonna.
Whoever this is in Sac City Unified that seems to be running around trying to scare people, we are going to find you.
Had this been any other type of crime, we would know exactly who, what, when, and how.
Really?
We need urgency. The time is now.
These symbols of hate were strewn across the walls and greeted students this week returning to class at Abraham Lincoln Elementary School.
And I hope that whoever did this is brought to justice and held accountable for this.
I hope so.
Not even a week after racist writing was discovered at a pair of water fountains at another school in the district.
This kind of act is unacceptable.
Sac City Unified Superintendent Jorge Aguilar writing, "It is appalling that anyone would target a school with racist graffiti and subject students, staff, and families to messages of hate." Going on to say, with support from law enforcement, we will fully investigate this incident. Their district announcing Tuesday that another investigation is underway.
Stop allowing people to say, we don't want to learn about African American history. Guess what? Our African American history is American history.
That is true. I have nothing against that. I am okay with that person, right, kids? Yeah, we're with this guy. What he just said is true, and I am not against that. That is true. Let's continue.
This group meeting Thursday morning, greeting students on campus to spread a message of acceptance.
But we're also here to welcome these kids to this school, to let them know that we care for them, that we love them, that we support them.
And that this torment of hate-charged symbols and speech will not stand.
Whoever the miscreant that thinks they're going to come into our city and do this type of black hate crime, but black hate crime, but black hate crime, but black hate crime.
We are following some new developments in a string of racist incidents in Sacramento City Unified School District. School officials say they've now identified a student who vandalized water fountains with derogatory terms at McClatchy High School. The district.
I was told.
Says a female black student, a female black student, a female black student, a female black student.
And we will find the people that are responsible for this. And
A female black student who did all that.
You serious?
Yeah, that's not good. A black female student was the one who did this.
Nani?
That's messed up. That sucks. Another false hate crime bites the dust again. Young kids, black females, because there's been a lot of y'all lately. Can you stop doing this? You almost always get caught. Stop it. Please stop it. You make yourself look like an idiot. But let's see what the AACP says.
Find something like this, we find the black students quicker than we find the white students.
Maybe if they don't do the hate crimes, or maybe there's more people who are doing this than the white people who do the hate crimes, lady. But I digress.
Dealing with West Campus still, months of West Campus, and we still haven't found the perpetrators for that. However, I get a call early in the morning from SAC PD saying they found the perpetrators immediately and was almost, in my opinion, joyful to tell me that allegedly that they were African Americans. That's not acceptable to me. I want you to put that same energy into West Campus. I want you to put that same energy into every school district that's dealing with these issues.
And when they did find out it was the West Campus, whatever, it was a black person again. And I digress.
It's a problem. We have racism that's rooted in this school district.
We want to be very mindful that it is alleged.
The district says a female black student confessed to it, calling it a prank.
Alleged that there was an African American student that wrote this graffiti. Alleged. And at the same point in time, we are still asking for consequences, as there should be a zero tolerance policy put in, regardless of whoever believed it was a prank. And when we talk about prank, or we talk about things being funny or humorous to some of our students, this is also speaking to the lack there of diversity, of understanding how cruel and how destructive something like this, and how it creates the kind of trauma, and it creates a drama that we're dealing with right now. But that doesn't allow McClatchy to say, we're off the hook. No, you're not. Because we're in this moment not because of one incident, we're here in this moment because of several incidents.
Yes, and majority of the incidents that I found so far has been black women, black young women doing this nonsense. Why do y'all do that? Oh, you're racist. You gave my restaurant. Found out the owner was a guy who did this restaurant. Remember that? Remember the woman down for we call it in Georgia. And when she said, "Oh, this was a hate, this person was a hate person," because the find out this guy was not white, he was Cuban, he was Hispanic, and she lied on him. And of course, let's not forget Jesse Smollett with his lies. And then just before this was the two girls campus thing that said that there was a hate crime on a campus. And oh, wait a minute, what happened? Oh, wait a minute, that's right. It wasn't. Come on now. You're not helping the situation. So to the young people out there, don't do the pranks like this. No matter what race you are, including if you're black, let's even make it worse in that regard. Don't do that. Stop the fake hate crimes. Just stop it. Stop messing it. You're not making it any better. Because when it comes out to be fake, people you cry wolf so many times. It happens. As again, sorry, NAACP. Like I said, you guys are irrelevant to me right now because majority of things you have done has not thing from New York to even in my state of North Carolina with Tiki Barber, that fat
piece of loser.
That fat piece of garbage who try to do what he gotta do. Nope, don't care. I do not care. Let's be better human beings. But we're not going to stop racism. I've said it multiple times, so I'm not going to explain it again here. But let's just be decent and comfortable human beings and not do this nonsense, okay? That's all. That's all. Don't make no hate crime. Don't do no pranks. Don't try to set up nobody to do nothing else. Because when they do find out is a person, again, the last couple hundreds of hate crimes that have been blasted on all the news media has been black. Have been people perpetrating them themselves as well too. Oh, the swastika in California state, in the California state thing. Oh, well, it was a black woman. Oh, they spread feces and stuff in Washington state, in a swastika and say kill black people, whatever. Come to find out it was a black woman who did that one too. It's not helping. Definitely not helping. All right. Bad enough we got Joe Biden, giving black people crack pipes. They already don't look at our race as just the lowest thing as you can. Let's not do that. Let's prove them wrong. Shout out to the people who, again, there are many people out there who live their life and do right. But the urban centers and stuff like that, man, I don't know. New York, Washington, like I said, Chicago, where they're killing people by the thousands. No, they're killing people by the dozens, but they're shooting people by the thousands. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. That's gonna be his own craziness, man. Oh my goodness. But I don't want to belabor the situation. You know, that's just what it comes up with. All right. Now, I want to do, before I go to the next thing, I'm not going to play this, but before I go into the next thing, I want to give a shout out, and I do mean it, super shout out to the teachers out there. To the parents. Lately, the parents have been kicking the butts out of going out there. I'm happy for the parents out there who are stopping the CRTs, who are making sure that their kids are doing good and not getting caught up in this woke-tivist crap nonsense. And also the same thing with the mask. I'm happy for the parents who are literally standing up to that. Shout outs to you guys for that. Good. Because I have a father who stand up to these people who say, oh, we're here for the kids and we're here for diversity. But you don't want to hear from a black man, a black father talking about how to deal with some of this stuff. So there's a video about that. That's what I said. I want to play that. Also, I have another video where another video, of course, where the student board, the school district board, one of the members couldn't take the heat after she lied on the parent. The parent came with some evidence, and she walked out of the meeting. Oh yeah, you're a brave woman. Calling out another woman for the nasty stuff that you did. You know what? No, I want to play that. Let me find that video, guys, because that was disgusting, and I don't like that. I want to find that video because I don't like what that lady did. The father one I'll play another time because I want to talk about the father stuff. But the teacher, the lady, that one, yes, I do want to do that. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find it quickly as I can. Yes, I found it. This needs to be addressed. This needs to be addressed because that was just bad. So let's listen to this, how this came out.
Ms. Cass, let me just point out real fast, when you were introducing the public address comment, you said, this is the time we get to hear from the students, from the staff, and from the community members. You didn't mention parents, not one bit.
Am I surprised by that? Not really. Because they don't remember, that's the same thing up with Virginia, where Youngkin lost his Youngkin won. Whatever the guy, I forgot the name. Youngkin won it because y'all messed with the parents too daggone much, and they voted y'all punk asses out.
That's a big issue for Montgomery County because you guys do not like the parents. Ms. Cass, you also.
And you see what I'm saying?
So yelled at me.
And I remember, in that thing in Virginia too, was that parent who they call the cops or whatever. They don't like the parents because they call the cops on that because his daughter got anally sodomized by a boy, of course, but because he was a transformer, they don't want to use. They're like, oh well, and then they instead of expelling the boy and putting the stuff, he went to another school and did the exact same thing, which is despicable that the school district did that in Virginia, in Loudoun County. You guys, all of y'all were.
You piece of loser.
Basically.
Last time I was here for taking off my mask, but here's a picture of you right here on Facebook with a crowd of people.
That's it.
With no mask on. This is my time and I don't interrupt you. Here's another picture with you with a no mask on.
I'm sorry, Ms. Vaught, you are done. If you are going to sit there and disparage a member of our school board.
Disparage? Are you out of your mind? She ain't disparage nothing, you piece of crap.
Then you can sit down. If you have something effective to say.
Yes, she has something effective to say, and that's what she's trying to do right now. I mean, wind back a little bit.
Board, then you can sit down. If you have something effective to say.
I have facts and truth on my side.
I am not going to sit here.
This isn't about you anymore. It's about
Can we have a police officer, please?
Really?
Yes. No, I'm not scared. I don't.
And they cut her mic because, of course, when she started talking the truth, that's what's going on. That's why I say you guys want government style like this. When they start talking the truth, they cut you from talking.
Care. I would like you to either talk about something. You can talk about something that concerns our school board. Is there something
It is something concerning the school board and the kids for what they're doing.
about our students you would like to talk about? Then talk.
At first, when I saw this video, I was like, "Come on, officer, don't. Why you gonna arrest the lady for what? For what she did, other than talk the truth?"
To talk about, then talk about our students.
That's what she's doing. She's talking about your hypocrisy, you crazy lady.
Can you please ask Ms. Vaught to leave? Thank you.
What, for speaking the truth?
Ms. Vaught, let's let the rest of us talk.
Can I finish?
No.
So you are.
If you would like to finish about students, but if your idea is to stand there.
It's not about you
Huh?
anymore. Now
She
it's
should be
about
able to
Dr.
say her
Hyde. I'd like
piece.
to call him.
I've had to listen to people.
Exactly. Thank you. Another member of the board speaks to defend her right to speak. She should. It ain't sure that she should speak. She has the right to speak. That's her kids. That's her district. She should be able to say what she got to say on it.
People come and criticize me.
People
Exactly.
came here and criticized you last year?
Absolutely, and I couldn't do anything about it. And
As well as
publicly,
me.
I was.
And that's what the
So
cop.
people
I
came
like
here-
it. I think the cops like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm out of this bickering between you two old biddies. Really, not her and not the other one, but she's like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna let that go.
And they talked about your mask to your face. They showed pictures of your family. They showed pictures of
You
your
put it on
they did
Facebook.
worse.
That doesn't make
Thank
it right.
you.
No,
You know,
that
let me
doesn't make it right,
let she say what she said.
That doesn't make it right.
here, and they talked about your mask to your face. They showed pictures of your family. They showed pictures of your.
Yeah, they did worse.
That doesn't make it right.
No, it
That
doesn't.
doesn't make it right, Jamie.
You're right, but I had to say.
Those are my. That's my family. That is. Then fine.
What do you think about our family?
I am
Exactly.
not.
Our family is being suffocated to death.
I'm
by your
done.
policies.
Time is up.
What do you
She
think?
leaves or I leave.
Time is up. Time is up.
I'm done.
You can't deal with the truth. You don't need to be a school board member.
It's not the truth, but that's not.
It is the truth, sir. Stop it. It is the truth. She's a hypocrite. No, call her out on her BS. It is the truth. Stop being a whiny, you piece, you weak man.
Not the issue.
That is the issue.
We're coming for them. All of them. Except for Dana and Jamie. School is for education and not indoctrination.
Thank
Our
you.
kids, they don't feel safe coming to school, and I don't feel safe sending them to school, and that's bad. That's really sad. Schools are for education and not to be your little political pawns and put face diapers on. You guys need to understand what you're here to do, and that is a job, to make policy for our students. And our kids' job is to learn, but that's not what they've been doing. But thank you for your time.
Amen, sister. That is crazy. You can't take the heat, so you walk the hell out. But then you want to make policies, but you don't follow the policies. That's the problem I have. Again, parents, right on. I got your back. Like I said, as best as I can, my videos to put out there. Stand up to these bastards of the school boards. Again, San Francisco, as crazy as they are, they kicked out their school board. So you could do the exact same thing. Get people to get a vote, knock them out, man, because this is crazy how they think they could do all the stuff they can't do to our kids. Unfair, unmessed up. That's not the truth. Yes, it is the truth. And she's the one who put it on Facebook. Again, don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a heretic, but that's just what happened in that regard. So let's switch to another thing that a lot of people don't really talk about. Give me a second here. There's another reason why our prices for medicals and everything and surgeries and everything has gone up. There's another reason, and nobody really talks about it. So I'm gonna use, of course, the person I always use, John Stossel, to talk about this situation here, the cartel.
Did you know that in Texas?
Because there's another cartel that's going on.
Let's talk about how to cure toenail.
Okay, stop.
What happens when...
There we go. Jeez. Apologize again. One-man show, baby. One-man show. Anyway, let's continue. Let's talk about that. The medicine. Just as she talked about on the CRT, whatever, now it's going into our daggone schools. I don't know why. it's doing there. But now it's going also to our doctors. Hey, doctors, how about you fix me? I don't care about what the hell. I got money. You fix what I need a band-aid, I need a wrap, I need a surgery. You do that. I don't need none of your crappy woke politics when I go to the damn doctors.
When we run out of doctors.
America has a shortage of doctors. It's a reason why
Costs for healthcare overall are rising faster than wages.
Yet the biggest doctors association, the AMA, rarely talks about that. Instead, it talks about
policies of structural and personal racism,
food insecurity, housing insecurity,
no access to fresh fruits and vegetables.
But the AMA has a plan to address those problems.
The AMA released a comprehensive strategic plan to guide us in our work to advance health equity.
A comprehensive guide. Here it is.
Taxes.
What the fuck?
Basically.
54 pages telling doctors what words to use. Instead of saying equality, say equity. Don't say minority, say historically marginalized. Much of this report reads like a course in Marxism. Expose property rights. Individualism is problematic.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Exposed property rights. Hey, doc, I don't give a damn about your exposed property rights. Fix my arm. Cure my disease if you could do it. Give me my prescription. What the hell that got to do with anything? Individualism is problematic. The hell is what the hell? I don't care. Holy smokes.
This is what doctors should talk to patients about?
It's none of your daggone business. Talk about, hey, I need to lose weight. Hey, I need to eat more fruits. They do all like the lady said a little bit, except that then whatever. That's what doctors should do.
It is important to try to understand if there's discrimination happening.
Journalist Matt Iglesias wrote about the AMA's health equity plan.
They want to be inclusive.
There is evidence that there is discrimination, but they're talking here, though, things like people experiencing homelessness rather than homeless people.
Iglesias leans left, and yet this guide is too much for him. The AMA wants doctors to tell patients decisions by landowners and large corporations limit prospects for good health.
What? Oh my God.
This is political propaganda.
Can you imagine anyone actually doing this? What would happen if you were in a clinical setting and somebody starts giving you this lecture about landowners, and then you're there in the patient and you're like, we're going to have an argument about why does poverty exist? Nobody practices medicine like that, and it wouldn't be helpful to anybody to start.
He points out that, well, the AMA now tells doctors refer to neighborhoods as systematically divested rather than poor.
Nani?
What? Systematically divested rather than poor. Wow! Holy smokes. That.
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
It lobbies for things that hurt poor people.
They restrict what kinds of people can provide medical services. They restrict who can become doctors.
If you want to become a doctor...
And this is why I always said that. These people who try to do these things, they're the ones who don't, like, I would say, oh, we hate Nazism, we hate fascists. But the method they do stuff is the most fascist thing out there. We hate, white people, hey, black people, this, and this. But they're the most racist people and made black people more thing. When I played the thing about the students, when they're saying black people can't vote because black people don't know how to use a cell phone or know how to use a cell phone, or I'm like, wow. What the hell? Seriously? Jeez.
States, you first have to earn your bachelor's degree in university over 4 years.
Then 4 years of med school, a residency, and a fellowship.
By the time you've completed training, you'll be at least between 29 and 34 years of age.
And so the United States has a very low number of physicians.
Fewer than any European country. Austria has twice as many.
We have the best paid physicians in the world, and we also have sort of the scarcest physicians in the world. And that's not a coincidence.
Years ago, in most of America, anyone could practice medicine. This journal article says licensed doctors' objections to that led directly to the formation of the AMA.
It's a trade group, right? I mean, it's a trade group of doctors. They are there to help their members and help advance the interests of their members.
They're like the teachers union or the dock workers union.
Yep.
I mean, it's called a trade association rather than a union.
But it's the same thing.
But it's never been all that different.
Thank you.
In 1986, the AMA called for smaller enrollment in med schools to curb an alleged surplus of doctors.
Why? So, and what Stassis is going to bring up here is the same thing with the politician, whatever. They don't fix the problem because that's the problem that gave them the power to be in office in the first place. I'm going to fix this violence, gun violence. I'm going to fix this and this. But then you find out that what their decisions are make it worse. Like the DAs, like I just said, the DA is supposed to arrest people. Well, if you don't got to arrest people, you ain't fixing the problem. So then you could say, hey, the crime is bad as it is, but trust me, I'll take care of the crime. Even though you help push the crime more.
11 years later, they even got the government to pay millions to training hospitals not to train doctors.
See that shit?
That helped create today's shortage, which is severe enough that even economically illiterate people notice.
The richest country in the history of the world simply does not have enough doctors.
I wanted to interview an AMA official about their blocking competition.
Come on, John. Come on. Come on, man. You think that was going to happen? They're not going to do that.
They declined, but they sent this statement saying they've approved 20 new med schools and support increasing the number of physicians to address shortages. That's good, but give me a break. In the midst of a doctor shortage, the AMA and government limit the number of doctors. They also impose strict controls that keep out foreign doctors.
There's no way to say, look, I've been treating patients in Canada or Italy or Australia for the past 10 years. I want to come to the US, and open up my own shop.
These rules are why the average American doctor makes more than $200,000 a year.
Exactly.
Such well-paid doctors can afford to be choosy about where to work. It's a reason it's tough to find a doctor in rural America.
If you have enough medical doctors, then they have to start looking for patients, and you say, hey, there's all these people, they're living in North Dakota. They don't have a convenient doctor to see. I could go there, I could have a successful business.
Exactly. That does happen in freer markets.
Because there's no limit on the number of Walmarts or Targets you can open. They try to serve as many communities as they possibly can. If you cap the number of stores, people wouldn't put them in small towns.
Exactly.
Likewise.
Come this way, please.
Restaurants keep time that's convenient for their customers. Doctors, keep hours that are convenient for doctors.
Because doctors are scarce, people often ask nurses for help.
Ferguson opened her clinic more than 5 years ago. She can do that under Texas law as long as she works with a supervising doctor.
Only if she's supervised by a doctor?
That makes it much harder to open sort of retail health clinics, other things that provide low cost, high convenience.
Many nurses give good care, but few doctors want to compete with a nurse.
I gave up a decade of my life to become a doctor. If you want to function as a doctor, go get the training to be a doctor.
Training.
Okay, but then why don't you just let other doctors become doctors, or people come from other countries and then go to the training to become the doctors? Yeah.
Shouldn't be like fraternity hazing.
Exactly.
You do it just to show that you did it. Nurses have a lot of training, not as much as doctors, but there's a lot of useful stuff that they can do, and they should be allowed to do it.
The AMA lobbies against that.
Of course.
So in all the states in red here, nurse midwives may not open their own practice.
And my state is one of them.
Taking such options away hurts poor people.
Of course it does.
But the AMA doesn't talk about that. Instead, they claim
meaningful progress won't happen until we as doctors recognize how profoundly systemic racism influences the health of our patients?
Getting really...
The frick that got to do with anything? Systematic racism broke my arm, you moron, which was basically black on black crime. So can you fix my arm? Or when I got shot, can you fix that? Oh my good people.
You piece of loser.
Jeez.
Really obsessed with language politics is a good way to position themselves as the good guys without addressing their own role in creating these problems.
Oh boy, I hate people. And again, they got the power of the government behind them. Now you see why I'm a libertarian to a degree. Like I said, take away the crazy libertarians who say we don't need, we do need some kind of, we need some kind of government, but we don't need government to be this powerful. We don't. And that's the problem we have. Look what's going on in, again, Ukraine and Russia. Look how that works over there. You don't want to be that powerful. That's why, again, that's what has caused the cost of stuff going up. Cost a lot of stuff going up. The insurance companies just the same way too. They lobby everything, whatever. That's why we have only 3 major insurance companies, and they part things out their own way. So you only have Blue Cross Blue Shield and maybe Aetna in North Carolina, or the United Healthcare, or that, or Cigna in some places. They don't have the full thing. We only have 5. Go to Sweden, where Bernie Sanders always we need to go to Sweden so we could find so we could learn how to do medical insurance like Sweden. Sweden has over 200 providers, not 5, 200 insurance providers. And if they don't like it, they could switch. Competition helped that situation. What we have is oligarchy and crony capitalism. Crony capitalism is tied to the government. That's not good. That's not the free market, that which I stand for and which I would like to as well too. But yeah, not so. For people out there who didn't know that, in America, that's how you figure. That's how much the system is set up, man. I don't know why the work words of calling this word another word is gonna make things better. No, it does not. No, it does not. And again, well, sir, you know your arm, your broken arm. I'm sorry about that. But do you know about that because you're black, that how much white people went against you and something? No, how about you fix my arm, doc? How you fix my arm? That's all I'm asking. I don't care about the other crap. Fix my damn arm. I'm paying you this multitude of money for my insurance, which also is ripping me off. It's ridiculous, man. Seriously ridiculous. But I just wanted to talk about that's basically tonight's show. I just want to give you guys the heads up on that. So now we have many other things to go through, of course. But it'll be for another show. So again, I want to thank everybody out there giving me your time, your eyes, your ears, your mind to listen to what we're going to go on with. Check out Project Open Mic, the side chat with me and Ace as we talk about a trip to St. Thomas. It's going to be a better video of that. I apologize for the sound. You're going to have to turn it up a little bit. So apologize for the sound quality. But other than that, again, yeah, check it out. You'll see a little bit of videos of what we talked about, the clear waters of St. Thomas, the food and everything, her experience of traveling to a new island, a new country, and just enjoying it. So that's a positive right there. Of course, tomorrow you have the side chat. Of course, check it out. The guys who come through, we talk about all kind of topics, and maybe some of the topics we talk about at night that you guys couldn't talk about in the chat. Because let's see, we have here 21,470 people. That's cool. So yeah, thank you guys for giving me your time on that. So remember, and you see all these doctors and activists and everything, you just saw that. Yeah, remember the guy who said, I don't like guns and guns should be this, but went up there and took a gun. I'm talking again, talk to that guy that he didn't kill that guy. You were at point blank range with 5 shots and you still miss him. Wow. And that's why innocent people get hurt because of stray bullets and everything too. In Chicago, in New York, in California, California, and also in Atlanta, and what's the other? Some of the southern states like Mississippi and Baton Rouge and stuff. St. Louis is another one that's been upticking lately, and of course Washington State, where you have and Washington D.C., Baltimore. Wow, that's just so much. Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to go through that. It's just crazy like that. So yeah, we gotta watch that. But remember, like I said, evil. Because like I said, evil comes in all shapes, color, size, creed, height, gender, sex, profession, political parties, nationalities. Evil is evil no matter what. Okay? No matter what, it is evil. So, with that statement I've just posted there, remember the usual thing like I always do, man, because it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. But remember that people are stupid, individuals smart. Please be that smart individual. Get yourself out of these things. Don't worry. Don't worry about things. We are going to be catching a lot more stuff, of course, and talking about more topics. I don't need Black History Month to talk about a lot of stuff that hits Black issues, okay? But they'll be coming up, and you'll be seeing how things stated in that regard. All right, so please enjoy the rest of your weekend, rest of your night. Catch us back here for for the side chat tomorrow. Check out with the fellas. If not, hey, catch you next week, Thursday in March. Every Thursday is Project Open Mic. Peace out. You guys have a good night, and take care of your family, people, the loved ones are close to you.